3rd November 2022. Morning Murli. Shanti. BapDada. Madhuban. Sweet children, this eternal play is predestined. Each actor has his or her own individual part within it. No two actors' parts can be the same. This is the wonder of nature. Question: on the path of devotion, why so much importance given to the water of the Ganges? Why do devotees love the water of the Ganges so much? Answer: because it is at this time that your children attain salvation with the water of knowledge, means nectar. You love the knowledge with which you became the Ganges of knowledge. This is why devotees give so much respect to water. Vaishnavas always use the water of the Ganges. However, salvation isn't attained with water. Salvation is received with knowledge. The Father, the ocean of knowledge, gives you the knowledge of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the world. Water is not the way to purify souls. You need the injection of knowledge and yoga. For that, and only the One Father has it. So, I have come, having awakened my fortune. Shanti. You sweetest children, know that this is the path of knowledge through which salvation is received. That is, you receive your fortune of the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, whether you call it Pathshala, means a study place, a college, or a university, it is the same thing. You receive a higher education in a university, whereas at other places you receive a standard education. All of them are places of study. You study at a place of study in order to be able to earn an income. You children know that this is your incognito education. The unlimited Father comes and teaches you souls. It is souls who study. If Krishna were God, your intellect's yoga would be diverted to his picture and you would be pulled to it. You wouldn't be able to stay without having a picture of him. However, Krishna is not God. Because of having wrong understandings, people only remember Krishna. Remembrance of something physical is very easy. Remembrance of something spiritual requires efforts. Some ask, Baba, how can we have remembrance? Whom should we remember? The picture of Krishna is sweet, but the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is incorporeal. He himself says, I sit in this old body and once again teach you children easy Raj Yoga and knowledge. It is very easy. You simply have to remember the Baba. You do remember shivbaba, do you not? In Banaras, they speak of Shiv at Kashi and then they say he is Vishwanath Ganga, means the Lord of the world who brought the Ganges. They say the Lord of the world brought the Ganges. It was not a question of the Ganges of water. It was the ocean of knowledge who brought the Ganges of knowledge. Therefore, your Ganges of knowledge should definitely remember the Father, the ocean of knowledge, who gives you knowledge. O Ganges of knowledge! If you consider yourselves to be the Ganges of knowledge, you have to remember the ocean of knowledge. Those who don't consider themselves to be the Ganges of knowledge are not knowledgeable. You children know that the ocean of knowledge has given you the knowledge of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the world. We now have to go and give everyone the nectar of knowledge. Some just take a drop, whereas others take a full urn of it. Vaishnavas love Ganges water. They always use Ganges water. You, however, love this knowledge because you receive salvation with it. Shivbaba gives this knowledge. You souls have to remember me, your father. You also now know your inheritance. Who is explaining this? The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. None would have thought or even dreamed how they could claim their inheritance from God. You cannot receive this unlimited inheritance without the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. The Supreme Father means the creator of all human beings. Therefore, He is the Father of creation. Only the incorporeal one is called the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. You cannot see Him with your physical eyes. On the path of devotion, He can be seen in a divine vision. Here too, even though you haven't had a vision of a soul, you still have the faith that you are a soul. You know that souls are imperishable. When a soul leaves his body, the body is of no use. Everyone knows that a soul leaves his body and takes another. But no one knows what a soul is. A soul is like a point. It is the subtlest of subtle and resides in the center of the forehead. Souls are absolutely tiny, and it is souls who do everything. If it weren't for the soul, those physical organs wouldn't be function. A soul leaves one body, takes another, and plays his part. Each one has his own individual part. No two parts can be the same. Actors are never the same. No one in this play can understand that each soul has his own part. All souls have the same form, but they have different bodies. This eternal play is predestined. Only those with broad and unlimited intellects are able to understand these things. You should be amazed at how a soul is like a point and how he has an imperishable part of 84 births recorded within him. It is never destroyed. This is called the wonder of nature. The soul himself says, I shed a body, take another, and play my part. I became a detached observer and continue to watch the acts of all the actors of the whole world. I am once again receiving my inheritance of happiness from the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. For 21 births, I have been performing devotion for 2500 years, means half a cycle for this. Therefore, devotees will definitely find God. You now know that you are the number one devotees and worshippers. You are the ones in this drama who first enter the golden age to play your parts of deities. At this time, you belong to the Brahmin clan. You souls, the mouth-born creation of Brahma, belong to the Brahmin religion. We are now studying so that we can be transferred from the Brahmin religion into the deity religion. The soul has received knowledge. When salvation is to be received, you all receive it. The Father says, I alone am the bestower of salvation for all. Human beings can never be gurus. You must remain constantly soul conscious. For instance, you have to understand that when a couple has a child, they have had that child because of karmic accounts. If the child dies, he sheds that body and takes another. He just had that much karmic account which then ended. There is no need to mourn or cry about that. Just be a detached observer and watch the play. You children know that you take 84 births. In the golden age, we were deities. At first, you didn't know anything. Brahma adopted many gurus, but he didn't know anything either. He used to believe that there were 8.4 million births. You no longer say this. The father explains, sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, I alone come and grant you salvation. Devotees of all their religions definitely remember God in the one form or another. They say, O God the Father, O Supreme Father, Supreme Soul. But they don't know God. They simply understand that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, resides in the Supreme Abode. But how can we go there? We cannot go there. Even Golden Age deities cannot go there. They have to take 84 births. There they have happiness, and so they don't think of going anywhere. They don't even remember the Father. It is said everyone remembers God at the times of sorrow. The Father explains, I am making you into the masters of heaven. You will remain constantly happy there. They have given the cycle a duration of hundreds of thousands of years. That is a mistake. There is a lot of confusion on the path of devotion. To wander from door to door, to chant, to do tapasya, to go on pilgrimages, etc., are all the path of devotion. The path of devotion continues for half a cycle. This play is predestined. The father says all the children are controlled by the drama. Although I am the creator, director, and current caravanhar, I too am bound by the drama. I cannot enter a body apart from this one body and at this one time. Some ask, will he always enter the body of Dada and make him Brahma? Yes, their first births were those of Lakshmi and Narayan. They are the ones who are made into Adi Dev and Adi Devi. They have an image of Shiv in the Delvara temple. There are also Adi Dev and Adi Devi and the children there. All are sitting in tapasya. Above them there is heaven. The complete memorial is there. While sitting here, you are establishing the deity tree. Those images are non-living. Whereas you are sitting here in living forms, you are establishing heaven by following Srimad. Those who study well and teach others claim a high status. What effort would Lakshmi and Narayan have made? You are making effort to become deities once again. Therefore, the deities too must have made effort in their previous birth. Human beings reside in the land of death, whereas deities reside in the land of immortality. Bharat was the land of immortality, and it then became the land of death. It is now the confluence age, and this is called the Kumbh Mela. This is the real Mela of the Kumbh. It is when souls meet the Supreme Soul. They have met many times and they will meet again many times. Some make effort and claim their full inheritance. Some go away, means example of the moths. Many come here. Your children have the faith that this is your BapDada. You are Brahma Kumars and Kumaris. Brahma too is child of Shiv. You children are adopted All are called children of the Father. But who call themselves BKs are the Brahma Kumars and Kumaris who belong to the clan of Shiv. Shivbaba is the grandfather. He has one main child, and then others are created through that one. You know that there are many of you mouthful creations of Brahma. There will continue to be many more. It is Shivbaba who is teaching you. Even the Brahma soul remembers me. You too have to remember me. If you remember the world cycle, you will become rulers of the globe. You are now becoming spinners of the discus of self-realization. You remember those things never rise. It is remembered. Remember God and attain liberation in life. There is no sorrow there. This is the old world. This body is an old shoe. You repeatedly have to patch it up. They give the example of a snake. It sheds its old skin and takes a new, shiny one. So, this old skin of 84 birds has completely decayed and became Tamapradhan. The Father has now come and explains to you souls how you and your bodies can both become Satapradhan. Sweetest children, constantly remember me alone. The alone mixed in you, souls, will be burnt away with the fire of remembrance, and you will become Satopradhan. Then you souls will shed those old bodies and take other bodies. Only by having remembrance of the Father will your sins be absolved. On the path of devotion, they continue to remember God, they chant God's name and worship Him, they bath Him, etc. Here, you don't have to bath Shivbaba. He is bodiless. Have you ever seen anyone decorate Shiv by putting clothes on him in Shiv temple? They decorate Krishna and Lakshmi and Narayan, etc. so much. How could they decorate the incorporeal one? The Father says, why did you worship me? Incorporeal Shiv, I must definitely have done something when I come. That is why you worship me. Your souls are incorporeal, and I too am incorporeal. You take rebirth, whereas I don't take rebirth. I come and give you your inheritance of heaven for 21 births. Sannyasis renounce their homes and families and go away. You don't have to renounce anything. Simply remain pure in this last birth and remember the Father. That's all. It is by you souls having remembrance that you will become clean and pure. Is the Lord of Divinity who makes souls golden from iron. Only you earn a true income. You may continue to earn that false income, but together with that, also do this. You mustn't commit sin. There's just the one surgeon. Each one's illness of karmic accounts is individual. If any of you were to ask the Father, he would quickly tell you what to do. It is only the one Father who takes you into the karmatit stage. These are the directions of the eternal surgeon. Whatever bondages each of you has, you can come and ask Baba about it. Daughters bust this knowledge to their husbands and bring them here with themselves. She explains to him, you cannot go to heaven without becoming pure. Everyone definitely has to die. This too, it's something to be understood. This is the end of the land of death. It is now the confluence. The land of immortality is being established. We now belong to the Father That is, we have become Brahmins and will then become deities. Then we will become warriors, merchants, and Shudras. This mantra is so good. Nevertheless, you will forget it if you don't stay in yoga. How would the burdens of sins of 63 birds that are on your heads be burnt away? Your sins are not going to be washed away with the water of the Ganges. Souls have accumulated sin. It is said, sinful soul, charitable soul. So, you souls need the injection with which to become pure. Only the purified Father has this injection. No one else has this injection. This is why everyone calls out, "Oh, purifier, come! Come and give us the impure ones the injection of knowledge so that we can become pure." You children have to go on this pilgrimage. While walking and moving around, constantly stay on this true pilgrimage. Remember the Father and the home, and you will continue to accumulate an income. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, BapDada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says Namaste and good morning to the spiritual father. Essence for the dharana. First point, be a detached observer and watch the path of every actor in order to claim your inheritance for 21 births from the Father. Make full effort. Second point, in order to make the soul pure, gold means clean and pure. Became pure in this final birth and remember the Father. Earn a true income. Blessing. May you be a great donor and a world server and donate the unlimited treasures as a bestower. Explanation. Always remember that you definitely have to give everyone the unlimited treasures that you have received from the Father. Use your treasures whether with your mind, through your words, or in your relationships and connections. Continue to use them in a worthwhile way. Children of the bestower cannot stay without bestowing for even a day. A world server definitely has to do service every day. If you don't get a chance to serve with words, then serve with your mind. If you are unable to serve with your mind, then serve with your actions in your practical life. The more you become a sample with your mind and your words, the more everyone will automatically be attracted when they see the sample. Slogan. The impossible becomes possible for those who have the power of determination. Om Shanti